disappointed, but not surprised. That's my reaction to the lack of kill switching Streetwise. DBD has a history of game-breaking bugs that can take forever to get fixed, or in some cases, they continue to exist for the foreseeable future. I vividly remember during the holidays in the winter of 2016, there was a massive game-breaking bug that allowed killers to use survivor perks, stack other killer perks, and even swap killer powers. This is when the infamous Chainsaw Myers was born. In addition to Chainsaw Myers, you had killers running around with survivor perks like Bond and Empathy, essentially providing permanent aura reading. This bug was conveniently discovered right before the developers went on their winter holiday break. Now at the time, I remember thinking, oh, surely they'll put out a quick patch to get this fixed before they leave for 2 weeks. Right? Unbeknownst to me, I had a little too much hope, and my expectation was not at all what happened. The bug was not patched until a January 12th hotfix, which meant this bug lasted at least 2 to 3 weeks in the game until it was addressed. Now, the first year of DBD was a lovable mess, especially so during that first year, as it was still a fresh and new game with a lot of potential on the horizon. So even though this massive bug was allowed to remain in the game for longer than it should have been, the jokes and the memes helped players laugh through any pain. And there have been many game-breaking bugs over the years. It's just the Chainsaw Myers bug was a fond memory for me personally, and I'm sure anybody else who was around at that time. The key point in the story I just shared is that the game-breaking bug occurred in the first year of DBD. The game is now 9 years old. Game-breaking bugs going unaddressed for a lengthy amount of time, like the Chainsaw Myers bug, would not fly today. At least they shouldn't. Flash forward to the present, where yet another game-breaking bug is now impacting the game, Streetwise. The perk was just reworked, and in the same patch of its rework, it's now bugged to a point where infinite item charges are possible. But the good news is the devs now have a new tool that did not exist in 2016, the kill switch. This essentially allows any extremely broken or buggy features in the game to be completely put on pause until they are fixed. However, as of this recording, Streetwise has not been kill switched or fixed yet in a patch. Why? The explanation and logic provided by the devs and communications team thus far do not make much sense, if any, as the Streetwise bug is basically shrugged off as not game-breaking enough to warrant being kill switched. So why is this the case? The best explanation is that there is just a lack of understanding on what the devs consider to be game-breaking and what the players consider game-breaking. This explanation is probably obvious, but it's also exactly why I am both frustrated with the devs, yet surprised at the players that are surprised at this bug going unaddressed. And before I say anything else, I am not defending or justifying the decision to not kill switch Streetwise. The decision to not kill switch Streetwise is regretfully not new. This is DBD, and game-breaking bugs going unaddressed has pretty much always been a part of DBD's history. Again, I am not excusing this perk bug going unaddressed. The idea that the Streetwise bug is not game-breaking enough to be eligible for being kill-switched is so baffling that what else is there to say when what's happening right now is what this game has always been like. As mentioned earlier, DBD is a lovable mess, but perplexing decisions like this are a part of that mess. I am extremely disappointed at the lack of kill switching for a bug like this, but I'm not surprised. Every player deserves a better experience in DBD, but decisions like this kill switch debacle are unfortunately a reoccurring experience. To be very clear, these moments should never happen. Providing respectful feedback to the devs is one of the best ways to help get an issue like this addressed quicker, but to be fair, the devs have been known to be quite stubborn over the years, so it can feel like the feedback is just constantly hitting a brick wall. Another alternative would be just to take a break from the game and wait for the bug to be patched, but it is just a shame that situations like this are causing players to not want to play the game or feel like their feedback is not being heard. The one thing to maybe be hopeful for, if anything, is that this entire debacle is another huge learning lesson for the devs, and that the kill switch will become more commonly used moving forward. From the player perspective, there's simply no reason the kill switch cannot be used more frequently for bugs like this, but it's evident that the powers that be believe otherwise at this time. The kill switch is there for a reason, and the devs need to be more clear and upfront about what warrants a kill switch and actually listening to player feedback, because this entire situation has basically exposed what they consider to be game breaking enough, and it's not lining up with what players are saying. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.